Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Racha, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and teachers of Great Millstone that rule well. Shalom to all you faithful, sincere Akim Wa'akwaf, doing the works and will of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, and full of truth, faith, sincerity, and always in charity. Shalom. Call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. This is going to be a quick video going into how sometimes we got to stay down until we come up. I don't know exactly what the title is going to be, but it's along the lines of we have to stay patient until the Lord exalts us, until the Lord reveals us, his true men. Lord willing, we be part of that number. But we must remember that we are on the Lord's time. And within that, we must stay patient. We must stay patient, constantly enduring all the trials, all the tribulations that the Most High puts us through. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai puts us through. Because it's all testing us. And it's all getting us ready for the next level, whatever that may be for us. And ultimately, it's getting us ready for Jacob's trouble. It's getting us ready for that chariot. Alright, so Lord willing, this video be edifying through the Racha Kodash. This is Mark chapter 4, verse 22. It says, "For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it shall come abroad." Alright? Nothing is hid. Okay? And you may think you're doing something in the dark. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai will bring it to the light. And that's the duality of it, though. It's duality. Yahweh, whatever you do righteous in the dark, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai will bring that to the light. In whatever way he pleases to do. Whatever wickedness you did in the dark, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai will bring it to light. Alright? That goes for us, and that goes for these wicked elites as well. All the stuff that they're doing in the dark, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai will bring it to the light, and is bringing it to the light. Okay? But we're going to specifically go into how Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai will bring your work, all the work that you do behind the scenes, all the reading, all the praying, all the studying, all the spiritual work, all the fasting that you're doing, when it's just you and Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, the Lord will bring that to the light. But we have to remain patient because we are on the Lord's time. We have to remain patient and we have to remain humble. This is 1 Peter 5 and 6. "Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Most High, that he may exalt you in due time." That he may exalt you in due time. We must remember whose timing we on. Because yes, brothers want to get that spiritual power and go off and show these co-workers or whatever, you feel me, who you truly are, a God. Alright, lowercase g. But we must wait until Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai exalts us for us, bro. We just have to continue to do what we need to do. We must remain humble, bro. Alright, we got to remain humble. And then Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai will exalt us. We're not going to exalt ourselves. Alright? We're going to be exalting the names of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. And by doing that, the Lord will exalt us, bro. We just have to stay humble. Alright? Because all the work that you do for the Lord will bless you openly. Alright? You just got to keep growing. You got to keep growing. You got to keep growing. Alright? You got to remain patient. Okay? This is back in the book of Mark chapter 4. And this is the scripture that actually inspired this video through the Spirit. Alright, this is Mark chapter 4, starting at verse 26. It says, and this is red letter, by the way. It says, "And he said, so is the kingdom of the Most High, as if a man should cast seed into the ground, and should sleep and rise night and day, and the seed should spring up, Slakia, and the seed should spring and grow up, he knoweth not how. For the earth bringeth forth fruit of herself, first the blade, then the ear, after that the full corn in the ear. Alright, so this parable going into how if a man was planting and he threw seeds, he go to sleep, he rise up, and he don't know how, but the earth started bringing up the seeds. The earth started to reveal that the seeds was growing. Alright, but before that the seed could grow, the seed had to be in that darkness. The seed had to basically go through a metamorphosis within that darkness. And then out of that darkness, it started to sprout up. Okay? And there's different levels of sprouting. There's different levels to it. Okay? First, it was just the blade. Then it was the ear. And then after that, the full corn in the ear. Okay? And this is how Yahweh Shem Shai can exalt brothers. Alright? Whether it be in the body, is within the brotherhood, the Lord can move a brother up in rank, or the Lord can, whatever it may be, Yahweh Shem Shai do. Alright? To reveal what was done in the darkness, that work that was put in the darkness. Alright? It's different levels to it. Okay? First, the Lord may reveal just the blade. Alright, just a little sprout. Then he may reveal the ear. And then after that work is put in, alright, and the Lord feels like it's the right time, then that full corn will manifest. The full corn will manifest in the ear. Alright. But it says, verse 29, but when the fruit is brought forth, immediately he put it in the sickle, because the harvest is come. Verse 30, and he said, whereunto shall we liken the kingdom of the Most High? Or with what comparison shall we compare it? It is like a grain of mustard seed, which when it is sown in the earth is less than all the seeds that be in the earth. So, grain of mustard seed is less than all the seeds in the earth. Alright? Small. Okay? But when it is sown, verse 32, but when it is sown, it groweth up and becometh greater than all herbs, and shooteth out great branches, so that the fowls of the air may lodge under the shadow of it. Okay? And this is how the Lord can exalt his men. It's going to exalt his men. Okay? And it has already begun. It's just different levels to it. And in the time of Jacob's trouble, it's going to be fully manifested, bro. Brothers going to be getting that spiritual power. The wicked is going to be exposed. The truth is going to expose what the wicked is really doing. And the truth is going to, and the Lord is going to exalt his men and who they truly are. Alright? But right now, what we must do is remain patient. Remain patient. Remain patient. Alright? Sometimes you got to stay in that. Sometimes you got to do the things unseen. You have to do the things unseen. Like a seed. When you put a seed in the ground, it does all the work in the darkness, in that soil. It does all that work. And then it starts sprouting up. And even when it does start sprouting up, it's still doing the work in the darkness, because the roots are now going deeper and deeper and expanding within the ground and within the unseen. Alright? That's how we must be. We must remain humble and have our roots. Make sure our roots are sown within that good ground, man. Alright? That good ground that produces soil. I mean, that produces the fruits. And that good ground is ultimately Yahweh Shem Shai. That is the foundation that we must need. All right, because if you don't have that foundation, when things get tough, you start catching persecutions. All right, the roots might wither away, the fruits might wither away. That's why you gotta have that good foundation and that good soil. All right, and we must constantly endure, man. All right, this is Galatians chapter 6 verse 7. Be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So whatever you do, you're going to get it back, bro. Whether it be wickedness, whether it be righteousness. So what seeds are you sowing? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Verse 8. For he that soweth to the flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. So we have to be sowing the seeds. We have to be sowing to the Spirit, bro. We have to be sowing to the Spirit. And how do we do that? By reading, by fasting, by praying, by meditating. All this spiritual work. All right. Praying, fasting, and reading. Really, and meditating. Those really, that's what we must need. And when you read, not only just reading, but applying what you read. Okay, and it says, verse 9, and let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Alright, and scriptures also say, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. So we must endure. We must endure. Patience. We need that patience, bro. Pray for more patience. Pray for the Spirit to endure. Alright? Because that's what we need. The Lord will exalt his men in due time. You see? In due season. Alright? It's on the Lord's time. We just need that patience. This is Sirach 20 and 32. Necessary patience in seeking the Lord is better than he that leadeth his life without a guide. So we need that necessary patience, bro. In seeking Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That's the key. Necessary patience in seeking the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Not seeking the next come up of your business. Not seeking woman. Not seeking worldly gain. Alright. Lust of the flesh. But seeking necessary patience in seeking the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That's what we need. It says that is better than he that leadeth his life without a guide. Alright? So and the ultimate guide is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Kakadash. These scriptures. Okay? This is the light within the darkness. The Lord has blessed us with that light so that we could see in the world of darkness. And we just have to remain patient. We just have to remain patient. Alright? Because out of nowhere, the Lord can flip the switch. Alright? The Lord can flip the switch. You're getting too comfortable, the Lord can boom. Something can happen. Boom. You straight get uncomfortable so your spirit get right. Alright, the Lord can have it to where you're doing good in the business. You start trusting in your business. You start trusting in money a little bit. Boom, the Lord have you lose everything. Now you got to depend on the Lord. Now you have to really depend on the Lord. Alright? This is what the Lord can do. This is what the Lord can do. The Lord can flip the switch like it's nothing. He can bring you from a high level to a base. The Lord can bring you from, and the Lord can also bring you from a base to a high level. Okay? You just have to have that trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai no matter what. And seek the Lord. Seek Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai above anything and everything, bro. That's really the whole purpose of your existence. Is to seek Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And to serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Nothing else. Nothing else matters, bro. Nothing else matters. But in due time, the Lord will exalt his men. Alright? And it's going to be on a level that is we really cannot comprehend in this present body that we have. Alright. But this is Sirach. This is Sirach chapter 11 verse 5. It says, many kings have sat down upon the ground. So many kings, alright, have lost that crown. Many kings, bro. It says, and one that was never thought of hath worn the crown. Alright. And this is how the Lord will exalt his men. Alright. It's the scriptures say, is this who have been counted among the Salakia. I'm gonna get it, man. I'm gonna get it real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, and I'm going to get with the point at verse 4. It says, we fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot is among the saints? This how these people going to be when they see the Lord's men exalted in the earth. Alright? The ones that they never thought of, wearing the crown. How is he among the saints? Okay, this is how it's going to be. The Lord is going to exalt his men in front of the world. All right, in front of all the people that so-called family, so-called worldly friends, on the elites, the whole world, in front of their enemies, in front of their enemies. The Lord is going to exalt his men, to bring up his men. Alright, this is Psalm 23 verse 5. It reads, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Okay, and this is how the Lord going to do it. The Lord is going to prepare a table before his men in the presence of their enemies. Their enemies are going to behold the glory of Yahweh Shem Yahushai within the Lord's men. Alright? And the Lord's men is going to have abundance. In the times of Jacob trouble, when it's a famine, the elect are going to be the only one with abundance. Alright? With their cup running over. Their cup running over with abundance. They're going to have the food, they're going to have the water, they're going to have fresh fruits. In a time where all the trees withering away, and ain't no grocery stores open, the elect, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is going to be in an abundant state. Alright? But that was everything. Lord willing, this video is edifying to the elect in some type of way, to the body. We must remain patient. We must remain humble until Yahweh Shem Yahushai exalts you. Alright, but until the next time, Shalom, Abba, Kwam Yasharallah.